And we're back with our final segment of the Screen Team for this week, brought to you by our friends at Fearless Social, also Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, and Poplar Bluff Drywall. We rock. It's my birthday show, and we're doing movies that I've wanted to see for quite a long time. Before we get to the next one, we've got Brittany McKay on this particular segment. Brittany, before we move on, what did you get me for my birthday? Did you get me anything nice?
You know what? I'll have to go do some shopping this afternoon.
Okay, well you're cutting it close. Okay?
I shared my shrimp with you recently.
Yeah, you did.
Happy birthday!
All right, I guess I'll take it. So we've done some fun movies. We've done a cop buddy movie. We've done a cartoon with Sabrina in the last segment. This segment is all about historical drama, and a movie I've wanted to see for quite a long time, and it just recently came to DVD. Is called The Imitation Game, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, one of my favorite actors, new actors out right now.
Very talented guy.
Have you seen him in the Sherlock series?
I haven't yet.
Oh, he is so good. So good. But this film is a historical drama about events that took place during World War II in Britain. And it has to do with a kind of a secret military operation trying to break the codes of German intelligence during the war. And apparently the Germans had this secret machine called Enigma.
The Enigma machine.
It's hard to say. But basically it kind of gives codes between different ranks to tell what they're going to do in particular battles and stuff like that. And the folks in England were trying to break this code. And they had all the smartest, I guess, people you could. They had cartographers. They had math professors. I mean, anybody you could think of that was good with math trying to break these codes. And they weren't having a lot of success.
Oh, no. Yeah, for several years they didn't have any success. Although I did do a little research after watching the movie, and what I found online, I can't even remember what source it was right now, but they were talking about that the Polish had actually broken the Enigma code prior to the story that the movie is about. But the problem was at that point, the Germans were using a different code every month or so.
Right.
So they could break the code, take some time, get it broken, and still intercept some of the missions and that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But once the Germans started changing the code every day, then it became nearly impossible.
And that's what you see going on in this movie. Like, they only have like a 24-hour, I think less than 24 hours
from 6 a.m. till midnight is the way they portray it.
To figure out.
To try to break a code.
To try to break a code, which is nearly impossible.
That has 960 million possibilities.
Yeah.
Imagine that. 960 million possibilities.
And I can barely, balance my checkbook. It's amazing. It's amazing what these guys can do. But this film is based on the events that Alan Turing, which was one of the cartographers and guys who were trying to break the code. And this story is unique because it has three different kind of storylines intertwining.
Yeah. You've
got the storyline where Alan and his group are trying to break the German code.
Mm-hmm.
You've got another kind of timeline where you see kind of like present day events in the movie anyway.
Right.
Like in the early 1950s, you see a break-in Alan Turing's house, and there's kind of like a little mystery going on with that.
Right.
And then you see earlier days of Alan Turing's life when he's in school with a schoolmate. So you've got all these intertwining storylines going on.
I found a tad confusing the first time through.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it again, and I think that it'll make a lot more sense this time.
Yeah.
But it took me a minute to realize, because I had to keep paying attention to what year it was on the screen before the scene to know that's him as a kid.
Right.
Oh, and that's him now. Oh, that's him during the war. So there's three different times of his life.
Yeah. And what makes this story special is not only did they break the code and help him, defeat Nazi Germany and win the war, Alan Turing also made, I guess, one of the first computers ever.
Yeah, they say he is considered the father of the modern computer.
That's amazing.
Isn't it, though, that
amazing.
Somebody sat down and thought how to create this machine that would do that? Absolutely. I found the movie very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Like I say, just a smidgen hard to follow that first time through. just because of the different time periods that they cover. But I really enjoyed the movie. And, and then they go into his personal life and how his personal life played into all of this as well.
Yeah. He was, for those who don't know, he was a homosexual man, and he had obviously issues throughout his life with that. And apparently back then it was...
Oh, it was illegal.
It was illegal.
Yeah.
It was
you could be
criminal.
put in prison.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, there was even a time in Britain where you could be executed for being homosexual. I may be wrong on that, but I'm almost sure I read that somewhere.
Yeah. It wasn't during that time, was it? Was it like before?
It was in the early, 1900s.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow.
It would have been around that time.
So,
It was a much. Anybody that was homosexual had to hide it.
mm-hmm.
They literally had to hide it to prevent being sent to prison, for years.
Right.
And he had some struggles throughout life with his homosexuality.
This is an amazing story and a great movie too.
I thought they did a great job on it. Yeah.
I found this fascinating from the very first scene. The very first scene you see Benedict talking with, he's basically going in for a job interview, and they're just having this horrible communication between him and his superior, it works so well though.
It's often the case that people that are super intelligent lack a lot of social skills. Not always, but a lot of times that is the case,
and you can tell with this character.
Yeah, he's very, very bright, brilliant man. So brilliant that he has a hard time having a normal conversation with anyone because of his intelligence.
Yeah. And you see that with
people take him the wrong way a lot.
Yeah. One of the funniest scenes in the movie was his team that he was working on the encryption with. They were like, "Hey, we're going for soup."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay." Basically, they were not saying
they say it like 4 or 5 times. We're going for soup.
Wanting him to say, "Do you want some soup?" And then another one of the team members is like, "Are you hungry?" or something like that.
Do you want some soup?
Yeah, and he's like, "Yes." It was a funny scene how it was played out. But the acting in this movie is superb. You got Benedict doing such a great job. Even Keira Knightley, who plays one of the cartographers, she was amazing too, man.
I really enjoyed her in that part.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of my favorite parts I've seen her in. It was just kind of a little quirky, a little different.
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed her in that part.
Yeah. Now, like we said, this is a historical drama, and they say that it's based on true events.
Right.
I mean, that's the key.
Take
right
it with
there.
a grain of salt.
So, we were kind of doing a little digging and stuff like that. Not all the scenes that you see in the movie are 100% accurate.
Yeah.
So
or at least whoever wrote the
screenplay.
The article that you were reading.
Yeah.
Didn't think so. Yeah.
So definitely take that with a grain of salt. Don't take the movie at face value. If you're interested in learning more about the scenes that take place, do your own kind of research.
You kind of have to do that on any historical movie, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't usually. I should, but I don't. But
what? One of the guys, I recently became a Downton Abbey fanatic. Love that show.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors from Downton Abbey is in this movie as well.
Really? Which one?
Plays one of the code breakers.
Really?
The Irish one. The guy with the Irish accent.
Oh, was he?
I don't want to say because I don't want to spoil it for people that are listening. But I'll tell you who it is afterwards. Yeah.
All right. So, let's see here. Would you watch this movie? Well, obviously you're going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it again tonight.
Cool.
I may watch it a couple of more times. It's one of those that I think that the more times you watch it, the more you're going to pick up those little, this is one of those movies where the producers went to a lot of details, little things, and you may miss them the first time through. I think I'll pick up a lot more this time.
Very good. It's
Loved
called
it, though.
It's called The Imitation Game. It was nominated for Best Picture this year, and it's really, really good. If you like historical dramas, I think you're going to like this one. Brittany, thank you for being on the old birthday show for me. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Topher.
Thank you. We'll be back next week with another brand new show. We're going to do kind of a comic book themed show. We'll have Michael Bowling and Kadam Etheridge on the show. We'll be doing the Marvel movie, The Punisher. We'll also be doing Daredevil and brand new in theaters, Avengers, Age of Ultron, one of the hottest movies out right now. So we'll get to that next week on 930 KWOC. For Brittany and Chris, we are the Screen Team on today's Talk 930 KWOC.